Hi everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to The Clique. This is The Clique's first video. So firstly, I just want to say thank you to everyone for following and supporting the site and to sending me messages telling me how much you're getting value from the site. It really does mean a lot to me to know that I'm helping you guys and giving you some inspiration and motivation to kickstart your businesses and get your blogs off the ground. So that's great. Reasons for doing video. Firstly, because I know that people consume information in different ways. Whilst I really love writing and I really love producing the articles for The Clique, I know that for me personally, I find podcasts and video really helpful when I'm learning something new. And I thought that adding video to The Clique would be a really good way for you to learn new techniques and to motivate you. Secondly is because I know that on The Clique I talk a lot about getting out of your comfort zone, and I thought it would be a bit hypocritical if I'm chilling out in my comfort zone, sat behind my computer tapping away, writing my articles and not really pushing myself to do things that make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. And video makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Not so much recording it because I'm sat on my own in a room, but the idea of putting this online makes me feel very vulnerable, and I think it's good sometimes to just push ourselves to do things that we don't want to do every now and again. So that's what I'm doing today. So the topic of today's conversation is starting before you're ready. So getting going with whatever it is, be it your business or your blog, before you think you're ready to launch. Incidentally, quite coincidental that the fact that for today's video I'm not really ready at all. I haven't really rehearsed this that much, don't really have the correct equipment, I don't really have very good lighting. I mean, it's okay, but it could be better. Don't have a microphone either, and I haven't really practiced video that much, but I'm just going for it because it's something I've been talking about for a while and I've kept putting off, and I knew that if I didn't just do it, I may never have actually got it done. So I'm starting before I'm ready, and that's something that I think we could all take on board. Now, a lot of women that I speak to who want to launch their own thing, whether it's a business or a blog or some new project, one of the reasons that they give is that they're not ready yet. They will come up with all these different excuses, that they don't know enough, that they're not experienced enough, that they don't have enough work experience, that their blog isn't ready yet, that their website isn't looking up to scratch, and they are just excuses from actually getting started. And interestingly, so I interview a lot of female entrepreneurs, and many of the ones that I've spoken to so far, they all seem to have one thing in particular in common, and that is they started before they felt ready and before they felt prepared. They just sort of threw themselves into their business and kind of hoped for the best. And I think that's actually a really good attitude to have, because it just means that you get going. So a few good examples are, there's one woman called Amelia Rope, and she launched her business, which is a luxury chocolate brand. If you are a chocolate fan, go out and buy some of her chocolate because it is dreamy. It's really good. I'm such a chocoholic, and I really thought her chocolate bars were great. They're stocked in Selfridges and Liberty as well. So as you can imagine, she's done really well and her business has really taken off. And I spoke to her and I said, if there's one piece of advice you could give to an aspiring female entrepreneur, what would that piece of advice be? And she said, just go for it. Don't think about things too much. Don't get caught up in what you don't know, and utilize the things that you do know. Because at the end of the day, chances are you know a lot more than you think. You'll have had so many different experiences over the course of your life that you can then transfer into this new area, into your new business. Don't think that you have to be an expert already. You don't. Another good example is Holly from Not on the High Street. Again, she is somebody who has launched an incredibly successful business. If you're not from the UK, Not on the High Street, it's essentially an online store for either not DIY, sort of craft products or handmade goods. It's a really good site actually for unusual and different gifts. And it was co-founded by a woman called Holly. Now, she wasn't from a business background, and in fact, she didn't really have any knowledge when it came to launching a store online. But she saw a gap in the market, and she had passion behind her, and she just took a chance on that it would work. And she learned as she went along, and now she's the founder of something that's been hugely successful. And it's taken a lot of work to get to where it is today, but when she first started out, she didn't know an awful lot to begin with at all. Another funny story, which I read, but I'm not 100% sure if this is true, but I'm going to go with that it is, because I like it, is about Richard Branson and the beginning of his company Virgin. And the reason why they called it Virgin, apparently, is because him and his co-founders were all virgins when it came to business. I'm not sure if that's true, but I quite like the idea that that is true. And it makes sense because he didn't have a lot of experience when it came to the music industry, nor did he have a lot of experience when it came to the aviation industry, yet he absolutely nailed it in business in both of these areas. He backed himself and he went in and he just took a chance that everything would work out okay. And I think that's a big part of what starting something new is all about. It's just taking a chance and taking a risk. Good ways for you to then get started. First of all, I think people think too much about the big picture and all these fancy things that they want to do. But what I want you to do today is think of 3 simple things that you can do right now, this afternoon. What can you do that will benefit your business and get you closer to your goals? And it can be something really super simple. It could just be registering a domain name or coming up with the name of your business. Doesn't have to be a really elaborate thing. Just something simple that pushes you one step further. Another thing that I think is really good to do is to find yourself an accountability partner. Now, this is somebody who you say, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z by this date, and they keep you accountable to those goals. One problem I think we all have is when we're doing something, particularly when we're launching something on our own, is that it's really easy to fall back on our own promises to ourselves. It's really easy to let ourselves down, but it's a lot harder to let somebody else down. And if we've said to somebody else we're going to do something, we're more likely to do it than if we've just told ourselves. So your accountability partner, this could be anybody. It could be your mum, it could be your friend, but what is a better idea is actually to find somebody that is on a similar sort of path as you, and ideally at the same sort of the journey as what you are. And you keep each other accountable. You set each other goals, and you tell each other you're going to stick to these goals, and then you arrange a time, say, for example, a week later, when you reconnect and you see how each other have got on with those goals. So where do you find these accountability partners? A really good place, actually, I wrote an article recently about Facebook groups for female entrepreneurs, and they are a great place for you to find people that are in the same position as you are. So they're starting something new and they would like a little bit of support. Another good way is to use the hashtag #WeAreTheClique on Instagram. So you guys could post something on Instagram, whether it's a motivational quote or it could be anything, and use the hashtag #WeAreTheClique. Then when you click back on that hashtag, it will show in Instagram everybody that has used that hashtag. So there'll be other viewers and more of the Clique's audience using that hashtag who you can then reach out to. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a big thing. I reach out to people on Instagram all the time, and people are super receptive. And more often than not, they will message you back. So you just have to drop them a quick message, maybe give them your email and figure out a way that you guys can get in touch, set some goals together and keep each other accountable and support each other. So just to wrap things up then, first of all, start before you're ready. Don't wait until you think you're an expert at something. There's always going to be more to learn. Use what you have at this moment in time, and chances are you've actually more skills and more knowledge than you think. Secondly, reach out. What was the second one? I totally forgot the second one. The accountability partner. Find somebody who's going to make you accountable. The second one is think of some things that you can do today. Really simple tasks that you can do right this minute. Make yourself do them, and tomorrow you're already one step of where you were the day before. I'm going to wrap this up now because I can feel myself starting to trip over my words a little bit. I've also got to go dress shopping. I've got a friend's birthday at the weekend, and it's black tie with a hint of Christmas. So I'm going to go and buy a dress and finally feel like I'm getting into the festive spirit a bit. And then I've got some blog posts and some emails to catch up on this afternoon. But I finally done my first video. Been putting it off for ages, and I've done it. I'm not even going to bother trying to redo this again. I know there's a few times that I slipped up in my words, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put it online, and you guys can let me know what you think. Danny@wearetheclique.com. Also, just to remind you, I am still looking for guest bloggers. So if you've got an inspiring story to share, or you're an entrepreneur already that has some great tips, then please do drop me an email, danny@wearetheclique.com. Really looking forward to chatting with you all again soon, and hope you have an amazing afternoon. Bye.